what's up? Welcome to another episode of Coffee Chat on my channel. My name is Resham, and today let's talk about letting go of the things that no longer serve us. When we talk about letting go, I think the first question we should be asking ourselves is what is it that we are holding on to that's not helping us grow, that's not helping us move forward, or is not serving us in any way? It could be a lot of things. A person, perhaps, a relationship, a friendship, a limiting belief, a fear, or negative thoughts. Then the next question we should be asking ourselves is okay, so if this particular thing is not helping me grow, then why am I holding on to it? All of us will have different answers to this question, and it might feel quite complex in the beginning. But if you peel down the layers of your complex answer one by one and dig deeper and deeper, you will realize that it usually boils down to one of the two things. It's either comfort or identity. Our limiting beliefs, our fears, or even our pain can become our comfort zone. For example, one could be stuck in a job that no longer serves them, that no longer helps them grow. There is no opportunity there, and they might even have to tolerate toxic work environment, but they wouldn't leave the job. Or maybe it's not just a job for them, maybe it's their career. And they might have worked darn hard to get to this position, which they thought would be their dream job, but it isn't. And when they entered the field, they started working in that position, they realized that this is not what they wanted. It doesn't feel right. So let's look at the reasons this person might give for not leaving that particular job. I worked so hard for this, so many years of education, and I've done so much. How can I leave it now? Well, think about it this way. If you spend 20 years of your life working towards this particular goal, this position, this career of yours, only to realize that this is not what you really wanted, or this particular thing is not making you happy, can you really spend the rest of your life being in that position knowing that you don't want this anymore? Another thing to think about is if you spend 20 years working towards it, those 20 years were spent with passion. You were happy working towards it because you thought that's what you wanted. And when you have realized that this is not what you want, how can you spend the rest of your life doing that? Knowing that you don't want this is being stuck, and you can be happy being stuck at a place. Now let's look at another scenario. That dream career may be still your dream career. You still love that. You love your job, you love what you are doing, but that particular work environment is not a place where you can grow. You don't see any actual opportunity in that particular environment. You don't feel accepted in that team, or it's just not the one for you. So, in that particular situation, it's easier for us to resort to things like gossiping about, oh, what your boss did, your supervisor, or whatever, and laughing with your colleagues if they are not that toxic. But whatever the situation is, you might resort to gossiping or talking bad about somebody, but you won't leave that particular position. So, why is it? Why can't we really leave? Why do we get stuck in a place, a work, environment, relationship, whatever? And we might say to ourselves, it's easier said than done. I can't leave because this is not how relationships work. Or I can't leave because how will I pay my mortgage? How will I pay my bills? How will I do this? How will I do that? So we make up excuses. But if we really think deep, we will realize again it boils down to either identity or comfort. You can always get another job, one in which you can thrive and not just survive. You just have to be courageous enough to take the first step and know that you can do better. The truth is that that particular job or a relationship or that person has become our comfort zone. And not just our comfort zone, we might have even attached our identity to that particular thing. For example, if it's a job, the scenario we talked about where you don't love that career but you still are stuck there. Who am I without that career? Who am I without that job? Who am I without that particular person? Even if the work environment is toxic, these people know me. I know what to expect from them, and they know what to expect from me. And going out of that comfort zone is scary. But it's also where growth begins. And when it comes to pain, sometimes I realized what happens is we become so attached to that pain that we also form an identity of us being in that pain. So if something is bothering me and has been bothering me, bothering in the sense it's been a pain for me, a real, like a wound for a long time, it's difficult to let it go. Not just because of the psychological reasons that I keep thinking about it and all of that, but it's difficult to let it go because somewhere deep down I've associated myself with that pain. So it takes work to remove myself from that pain and realizing that I don't need to be associated with that. That pain is not helping me in any way. And on top, we add our limiting beliefs. For example, oh, it's not that easy. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe it is what it's supposed to be. Maybe this is what I deserve, etc., etc. And these limiting beliefs fill up your headspace. And then there's no space for any positive thought because you're so tightly holding on to why you're not good enough. The truth is, we keep sabotaging our own growth because it's super uncomfortable to leave our old identity and create a new one. So let's now jump into the mindset of letting go. To let go, you have to consciously make the decision to let things go. It's not going to happen automatically. It's not going to happen in a day. It's not going to happen instantaneously. But it will start with that one mindset of, yes, I am ready to let it go. And to get that mindset, you first have to accept your current reality. That yes, this is the situation that I am in, and these are the beliefs that are holding me back. And then you must disassociate yourself from that scenario. Because if you are in that scenario, it's very easy to make excuses. And you'll find countless reasons why you cannot let that go. But once you disassociate yourself from that particular thing and you look at it as a third person, you can actually see why you are feeling this way. Why is it happening? And why you think you cannot let it go. And then dare to think past those limiting beliefs. Ask yourself, if I did not have any of these fears or these negative thoughts and beliefs about myself, what will I do in this situation? And then visualize yourself in your new life and your new reality, because that is the reality. Your limiting beliefs aren't who you are. It's just something you have accumulated in yourself. And it could be because somebody told you this, or it could be because you experienced a couple of failures and you started believing you're not good enough. One thing that I have found very useful in this process is making rituals. You could set up a particular day in a month where you do this letting go ritual. And also, it shouldn't be once in a lifetime or once in a blue moon kind of thing, because in this day and age, we are constantly bombarded with everybody's opinion about ourselves, be it social media or even talking to people or anything. It's very easy for someone to just comment on our life, although they know nothing about it. It's imperative to develop the art of letting go. Another tip here is, if it's about a person and you really feel that you cannot express your feelings to that person, maybe because you're not talking to them anymore, or mainly because if you talk about it, then it would lead to even more problems and you don't want to have them. So in that scenario, you could actually write a letter to them. You don't have to post it. You just write the letter to that person describing what you think they did wrong and how you feel about it, and that you are now letting it all go. Sometimes you have to accept apology which is never given. That's how life is. And after writing that letter, you can flush it or you can burn it, but do it safely. Another tip, if it's about a limiting belief, for example, I'm not good at talking to strangers, or I can't talk to strangers. Okay, go for a walk every day for 7 days and make a goal that every single day you are going to do a small talk with anybody, a stranger. You should not know that person. And after those 7 days, set up a letting go ritual that I think is really helpful. Now let's talk about the ritual. Here's one way. First, clear up your space. Clear all the clutter. Just start with a clean slate. Second, clean yourself. Take a good shower, nice bath, maybe with some Epsom salts, some fragrances, essential oils, whatever you like. Number 3, take a pen and a paper and write down everything you need to let go. And if it's not coming to you, start journaling. Brainstorm. And then once you know what it is, make a list. It won't be just 1 or 2. Usually when I make a list, it's quite long. Then make that list and hold that paper and think in your mind, or you can say it out loud, I am now letting you go. And you burn that paper in a safe place. Please stay safe. Another option is you can take a glass and start pouring water in the glass, thinking about all the things that you have to let go. And then you hold that glass in your hand. So when you're holding that glass, think about it. Think how all these things are literally weighing you down and how you must let it go to release yourself from this trap. And then pour the water in the drain, thinking or speaking out loud that I am now letting you go. So that's the ritual, and it helps me when I do it, and I hope it helps you too. If you would like to share your experience, or if you have any other ritual which you would like to share, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.